An innocent white kid was awarded $3.2 million after being falsely accused of a hate crime by a black mother and son team of grifters.
Police are actively investigating really disturbing allegations of bullying at a middle school. The child's mother believes her 13-year-old son was targeted. Here's our Nicole Nielsen.
This has got to stop, and this is going to end with him.
Today, Summer Smith, the mother of 13-year-old Samarion Humphrey, is speaking out after claiming her son has been the target of physical and mental abuse by his classmates at Plano ISD's Haggard Middle School.
This is not a prank. This is beyond bullying. You are evil.
She said she tried to inform the school and district, but when no actions were taken, she took her own. Posting this now viral video to her Facebook accusing her son's classmates of forcing Humphrey to drink urine. It happened at a sleepover last month she says was orchestrated by the kids to bully him.
Where it was premeditated and it was obvious that Samarion was only invited for their pure entertainment.
But she says the problem started before the sleepover, saying Humphrey has been harassed and degraded for nearly a year with no help from staff.
Samarion actually made complaints to his coaches and was told boys will be boys.
The Plano Police Department is conducting an investigation. Plano ISD released a statement in part stating our district does not tolerate or condone bullying or harassing behavior and is taking prompt and remedial action to address the concern.
No justice, no peace!
Today, protests broke out in front of the school with parents and students fighting for change. Something that Smith says they won't stop fighting for.
This is going to change, and I mean that.
In Plano, Nicole Nielsen, CBS 11 News.
Nicole, thank you. And an online petition calling for change within the district was started on Tuesday. It now has more than 50,000 signatures.
A white youth who was falsely accused of committing a hate crime against his black classmate has been awarded $3.2 million after a Texas jury determined the incident was a hoax fabricated by the classmate's money-grubbing mother and her race-hustling attorney. The scam unfolded in 2021 when Summer Smith, the mother of then middle school student Samarion Humphrey, and her lawyer Kim T. Hull accused Humphrey's white classmate Asher Van and his friends of shooting Humphrey with BB guns and forcing him to drink urine during a sleepover at Van's house in Plano, Texas, the Washington Free Beacon reported.
The organization's position and some of the things that we asked Chief Drain to do, the family and Next Generation Action Network has requested that the Federal Bureau of Investigations be brought in to investigate this situation as a hate crime. We want everybody held responsible. We also want the parents who were entrusted with the safety of these children also held accountable in this situation. We are here today because the Plano ISD has failed this family and numerous families before when it comes to bullying, hate, sexual harassment, and several cases that we have heard of in Plano ISD. We call for the full expulsion of these children. Samarion should not have to move from Plano. Samarion should not have to move from Plano. The children in their family who did this to him should have to move from Plano.
The accusations gained national attention after a Black Lives Matter group joined the fray, falsely characterizing the incident as a racially motivated hate crime. Major media outlets, including NBC, CBS, CNN, Business Insider, People Magazine, The Daily Mail, and the Dallas Morning News, pounced on the story as Humphrey, his mother, Summer Smith, and their attorney, Kim Cole, embarked on a media tour where they called Van evil, the Free Beacon reported. The trio appeared in Good Morning America, where ABC host Lindsay Davis promoted a GoFundMe account that raised nearly $120,000. to pay for Humphrey's therapy and private schooling.
Joining us now is Samarion, his mother, Summer Smith, along with her attorney, Kim T. Cole. Thank you all for being here. Samarion, I'd like to start with you. How are you doing, and how did you end up going to that sleepover?
I'm doing better. I loved all support and stuff. So when it came to it, one of the boys, he invited me over during lunch, and I asked my mom, and she was kind of skeptical at first, but then I just begged her for an entire week, and then I guess she just kind of, she talked to the dad, and then we thought it was a good idea, so.
And are these people who had bullied you before, or you thought that they were friends?
Can I cut in on this? Is that okay?
Of course.
Okay, so what it is we're talking about 5 different people, right? So there was only one that was his friend that he was thinking was his friend. Him and this friend had been over, several times, weeks leading up. It wasn't, they were football together previous 2 years about, and then he's never had any problems with that particular guy. That particular guy has been nice to him, befriended him, they played the game. So he had no other knowledge of the 3 boys that had previously bullied him coming to that party on that Saturday.
As a mom, how do you feel that your son is doing, and what have the last few weeks been like for him?
The last few weeks have been absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. He thought that this person was his friend. He trusted him. He told me with his own mouth that he didn't know how to feel. He was disappointed. He couldn't believe what had happened. And I honestly believe he's still processing it all, because ever since, Tuesday, the story just kind of took off, and we haven't even had time to figure things out or have the tough conversations that we need to have, because everything happens so fast. But the love and support and that everyone has showed him during this time has made a huge difference. I will say that.
And Samarian, I'd like to ask you in your own words, if you're able to kind of walk us through what happened that night. You think that you're going to a friend's house for a sleepover, and then what?
And then these boys, they came over without my knowledge. And then one of them, who I thought was my friend, reassured me that it was all going to be okay, that we had no hard feelings. But I knew that something was going to go down, because the type of people that those boys were, they are not good people. And then, so we were playing video games, and then we go outside. That's when somebody's idea to have, to all get shot at. So I went so they all started shooting at me. I didn't have a BB gun at this time. They all started shooting me. And then one shot me in my privates, and then they just pelted me all over my body, and then I just felt I was hurting. And then we go back home, and then I was tired, so I went to bed. And then I went to bed, and then throughout my entire sleeping, or slept, they were assaulting me by hitting me and slapping me. And then one of the boys, they woke me up, and then he told me that I wasn't breathing and that I needed to drink this water. And now I have a hard time going to sleep in the first place. So I was very dazed, and I didn't know what was going on. But they all urinated into a cup, and then they made me drink it.
At any point, were you able to get a parent, or were you able to call home and say that you wanted to leave?
I was asleep. I did not know any of this even happened until multiple days after.
And Kim, what kind of actions could potentially be taken against these minors who allegedly did these things to Samarian, or against any adults who might have known what was going on?
We certainly hope that the appropriate criminal charges be filed in this action. It's being characterized as bullying, but this far exceeds bullying. What these young men did was criminal. This was assault. They shot at him with a BB gun, and they slapped him and then forced him to drink urine. This is not bullying, this is assault, and they should be charged appropriately. And also, what Samarian did not mention, that they were calling him racial slurs the entire time. So this rises to the level of a hate crime. So we would like to see charges brought against all of the young men who assaulted him.
As a result, the sham allegations, Van, an 8th grader, when the incident erupted, said he received countless death threats and multiple violent protests erupted outside his home, the outlet reported. I was getting death threats from thousands of people on social media, Van told the Free Beacon. People leaked my address and my name. During one of the protests, they walked all the way to my house and threw bricks through my house. Van, who's now a college freshman, said he was traumatized by the vicious character assassination and the violent threats levied against him. It was scary, Van said. These were adults, and I was in middle school at the time. Full-grown adults were rushing my house and causing harm to it. What if I was home and they saw me? They could have ripped me from my home and beat me. It was very scary. In October 2025, a jury concluded Smith and Cole cooked up the scheme to raise their public profiles during the height of the Black Lives Matter movement to rake in money through GoFundMe, the Free Beacon reported. Court records show that Smith put less than $1,000 of the nearly $120,000 GoFundMe windfall toward her son's schooling, the Free Beacon reported. Account statements reviewed by the Washington Free Beacon showed the remaining funds were spent on luxuries, including a designer dog, dining, travel, beauty products, liquor, vape, cell phones, or car payments, and rent. A judge issued the $3,200,000 million order for damages on January 22nd, according to the news outlet. For reference, the racially diverse jury had 4 black members. At trial, Plano police officer Patricia McClure testified that no hate crime occurred during the week-long winter sleepover involving a group of 8th grade boys. McClure said the boys initially wanted to hunt frogs using BB guns, but there were no frogs. So they decided to play paintball outside in bulky winter clothing following a huge snowstorm. We said, let's test out the gear we bought, Van testified at trial, according to the Free Beacon. Sumerian was like, okay, shoot me. Test the mask. Then we all switched and took turns shooting each other with airsoft rifles. Everyone got shot and everyone shot someone. Van also testified that Humphrey was never forced to drink urine at the sleepover and never drank any. This one kid, he did a prank before where he pissed in a cup and gave it to his little brother, Van testified. I woke Sumerian up, handed him the cup. He put it to his nose, but he didn't drink it. Van continued, he put it up to his mouth willingly on his own accord and gave it back because he knew it wasn't water. Nothing was forced. Everything his mom claimed happened was portrayed in the wrong light. At this point, the public is well aware that the bogus hate crime are a dime a dozen. While famous race hoaxes like the one involving disgraced actor Jussie Smollett come to mind, there are countless others involving non-celebrities that the race-baiting established media swept under the rug. All this was metastasized due to the non-stop race hustling of Democrats and their liberal media puppets, constantly demonizing white people while infantilizing black people is a recipe for more fake hate crimes and further social unrest. According to the Free Beacon, Smith said she plans to appeal the case and insisted she told the truth about what happened to her son.
This is the show of support on a Friday night for a young teenager who says he was badly mistreated by his school peers.
This is absolutely unthinkable.
Early Friday, a mother and son.
He chose to be here.
Held hands as they told those assembled what happened. They say there was physical abuse, the racial taunts at the hands of 3 to 4 young teenagers.
They are evil.
The mother, Summer Smith, shared a video that surfaced from 2 weeks ago at a sleepover birthday party. We are not showing the graphic and disturbing video.
It was hard to not see the elements of hate.
She says her son was forced to drink urine. You can hear laughing in the background.
This is assault. This is a hate crime. This is a felony.
This mother says there are complaints of bullying going back 2 years here at Haggard Middle School, where they all attend. She says the school did not do enough. The family wants the FBI involved, also wants federal hate crime charges. Friday afternoon, the Plano police chief met with the family and attorney. They are now investigating. The school district vows to work with them.
I'm here to fight for y'all and him. I'm here to fight for him because he's mine.
And add to her army the nearly 400 people who showed up Friday night.